Today we celebrate the third Sunday in Advent. And the call of today is about rejoicing. From the opening antiphon, from the Psalms, and from the second reading, they are all talking about rejoice. And that is not all. The candle of today and the vestment of the altar cloth and what Father Kibaki is wearing today, that you can all see him, right? It's all about joy, you know. The church says this is rose, but we call it pink, right? But the church says no, it's not pink, it's rose. So don't confuse the two. And when I'm putting it on, when I'm putting this one on, I always know everybody can see me very well, you know? That means it's beautiful on me, right? Even if it is not, just say yes. When we were growing up, when I was a little boy, after this Sunday is also called the Joyful Sunday. After this Sunday, we would gather, kids would gather in groups, and they would move from one family to another family, singing what I came to learn later was Christmas carols. But I don't think anything Africa is carols, because there is a lot of noise in our songs, you know. So we used to sing, and the people would give us gifts. And they would come out, give us gift of, you know, either money or whatever they want. But you see, there is also the other side. There are people who would not want to give us anything, you know. Kids are disturbing, you know, let them go. And we used to do it at night when everybody's at home. But there is this song we used to sing, and I don't know why we sang it. It was not a very good song. But anybody who would not give us anything, we would sing this song to him, to that family. And the song was saying, how do you call yourself a Christian? Yet you can't give children of God even a small gift. And the song was very scorning, you know, it was very irritating. And today I look back and I say, how did we kids, you know, we will not even know why they are not giving us gift. But the song, you know, how do you call yourself a Christian and you can't give us a gift? We are God's children. I don't imagine I sang it, but that was that, right? So the question I would like to ask you today is, what is it to rejoice about? What is it that the Lord is telling us today? Rejoice. The first and the most important thing is that which many people don't take it for granted or don't realize the reason for rejoicing about, and that is our faith. We are called to rejoice about our faith. We, the people of God, we already know God. We rejoice in the Lord. There's somebody out there, either they are in their 70s, 80s, or 20s. They don't see anything to rejoice about God. They don't understand even who is God. They have trouble when we try to explain to them who God is. But for us, God has given us this faith, the gift of faith. It's a very big reason to rejoice about today. Another thing to rejoice about is that we are called to rejoice because we are getting closer to the fulfillment of God's promise. It is a moment of spiritual nourishment in our journey, this Advent. But I don't like looking at life from one angle, because they said in a coin has two sides, okay? A coin has the face or the head and the tail. I don't know why the English called it the tail, but maybe you can never explain to me. Why is it the tail? There is a tail at the back of the coin? Why is it the tail? Anyway, they taught us that there is a head and the tail. So you look at the both sides. So the other side of rejoicing today is that I try to imagine in the churches today, there are people who are quietly listening to this message of rejoice. But at the same time, they are undergoing a very difficult moment of their lives. And sometimes they don't understand what are we to rejoice about. Because either they are healing from a broken marriage, or a family misunderstanding, or they are nursing a son or a daughter who is sick, or their parent. What is it to rejoice about in this? There is a reason to rejoice. And the reason is that even if you have a sick loved one, you have to rejoice that this loved one is alive. You have to rejoice that this loved one who is sick at least can get some medicine somewhere and be treated. At least there is a doctor somewhere, there is an hospital somewhere. If you ask me, I will tell you that when I was in Sudan, I lost my classmate because there was no hospital to take him. He just died in my hands like this. I had nothing to do. And therefore, when you sit somewhere and you realize that when somebody is sick, I can take them to the hospital and there is a doctor there, there is medicine, then you rejoice about that. Even if you have lost a loved one, there is all the reason to rejoice about. Maybe this loved one, at least you had a moment, this loved one, you had a good time to rejoice. You can rejoice that moment, the moment God has given you to be with this person who He has taken. And therefore, let us find every reason to rejoice today before Christ is born. As we are undergoing this, we can also talk about the captivity. Some are captives to a certain sin. I don't know whether you have ever gone to a confession and you find yourself like, Father, I'm even shy to say this because I'm always saying this sin. I don't know whether you have ever found yourself in that situation whereby you find it is the same thing you go to confess and you're even shy about saying it. Don't worry, that man inside there doesn't even know you confess that thing. Don't remind him that that is the sin you confess. He doesn't know. He doesn't keep account, so don't worry about that. Just take it out of your chest. Confess it. And be well with the Lord. The prophetic message today give us an idea of what the Lord will bring to us when He comes. And He says that the eyes of the blind shall be opened, healing of the brokenhearted, the ears of the deaf will be unsealed, and those the Lord has ransomed shall return. And most of it all, the favor of God will be upon us. The favor of God will be upon us. All this will be accomplished if we sincerely receive Christ into our lives when He comes. He shall fulfill our expectations by making us see again, walk again in righteousness, and heal and pay attention to His words. Therefore, the call today is be joyous. Rejoice, rejoice, rejoice in the Lord. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.